Hi, it's Mike from Gear Diary, and here today I'm going to take a look at two updated pieces of software from IK Multimedia. The first one that you can see right on the iPad now is AmpliTube. It's a standard, kind of an industry standard for the iOS-based amplifier simulation packages. We've already reviewed the main program. Travis did a great job a couple of years ago when it first came out for the iPhone, even before the iPad was released. But since then they've done just improvement after improvement. Recently I reviewed AmpliTube Slash. That was a special edition with the first set of Marshall amps in there. Since then they've taken all those improvements, brought them back into the normal AmpliTube, and then another version that they have, which is AmpliTube Fender. So I'll take a look first at AmpliTube, then later at AmpliTube Fender. Now the interface that you see here, this is the main interface. You have an amplifier, you have a set of effects, and now what you can choose, everything down here, you have tools such as tuner, metronome, you have audio demos, you have a recording system, and this is one of the new things that is brought in and really improved, the ability to just record sound. Depending on how well you can see that, as you play, the VU meter picks that up. It does have that whole simulation thing, so if I press the record, you can see the tape go in. VU meter ticks off, you've got your counting timer, turn that off, and turn off the play, which then pulls that down. So it's all a virtual simulation of what's actually going on. So that's the recording. You do have a song list, so you can keep songs in there if you want to play along with different songs, import songs, and so on. Setup, you've got things around your inputs. You've got latency settings. You can have low, you can have ultra low, which really then takes over the entire iPad. And then there's also a feedback setting. So normally you can get some crosstalk, some feedback as you would normally, and I'm working with a semi-hollow guitar, so I can definitely run into that. Bunch of different things. MIDI channels, and that's one of the big new things that I'll show in just a minute. You've got the ability to add gear that I've highlighted in the past. You have different things to add on top of what you already have. You have things that are from Fender. Let's see if we have if I go in, these are vocal effects for their vocal products, the Marshall products / distortion wah. So you've got just a whole number of things that are in there. Slash bundle, I mean really it comes down to an awful lot of different things that are in there. MIDI, you have MIDI controls that are in. I already have the iRig MIDI hooked up here. We'll make use of that in a minute. It's a big part of the features. So let's get rid of the record and come back. So as you can hear, I just have a straight, noise filter. Now if I turn that off, whether or not you can hear that, there's considerable hiss that gets removed, put on a flanger, put on a delay. As you enable the effects, you do get the red light come on. Hear a little bit of the echo effect from the delay. The other thing you can do then is you can change up your amplifier. So right now I've got a clean, you can have a crunch, which gives it a bit of distortion. Similarly, you can go straight over to a metal. And it's not really being a metal oriented guitar, it's not really the... Again, the delay taps in even better there. But while I've got it on here, then you can see they provide different looks for each of these. You can even go to a bass amp. Provides a nice bottom end. Different cabinets. This is speaker configurations. 12-inch speaker, 2 12s, 4 12s. You can get an A and B for a double stack for nice 60s, 70s rock feel, and a 15-inch is a solid bass amp. So again, just a lot of different configurations. Now we go to presets. So let me just back it all the way up. Presets. You've got preset packs and users. So AmpliTube, Fender, VocalLive, and AmpliTube Slash. I have all of those options installed. So I can just go to do an overlead. So that brings up, let me get rid of this, brings up double delays, noise filter, and the so it brings up things like that. You could also go to gold flange. This gives it a little bit of a crunch sound. So I mean, again, all these presets that come in from the different packs enable different sounds. Now, one of the things I had talked about before was MIDI control. So if I come over here to this empty one and I take a wah effect, now all of a sudden I've got this on. The great thing about this is because I have iRig MIDI, what you can do is by enabling this thing to be MIDI controlled, and that's as simple as pressing and holding. Let's see when that comes up. And now it's waiting for MIDI. See? It brought up a thing that said MIDI enabled. The red light for MIDI is flashing here. And I'm not sure how well this shows through, but you might see a little bit of modulation going on here. But as I start to play, let me put in something like a fuzz box. Enable it. A little bit of feedback. Sorry about that. But it's a type of effect and a type of effects chain that really enables you to reproduce a lot of the classic sounds. Now, without that, you're really kind of stuck just manually doing that. And as you might guess, that really doesn't contribute itself to playing very well. As it does just using a standard foot pedal. And what I have is that foot pedal in through my MIDI keyboard and then into the iRig MIDI. So it's as simple as can be, enormously effective and tremendously musical. So that's all I wanted to show in the normal AmpliTube. So when I come back, I'll be taking a look at AmpliTube Fender.